Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of Checking In with Brando. Today I got a special guest, a longtime friend, Julia. How you doing?
Brandon, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty solid. I'm pretty solid. Just got me some good cardio in not too long ago.
Oh my goodness, that is on my docket tonight. I've been trying to get in the gym and be better at like a daily routine. So you're inspiring me. I'm gonna definitely follow up on that.
I got you, man. What you been up to?
It's been crazy. I feel like the world is finally opening up post COVID, post vaccine. The summer is hot. Um, but I actually just moved to Dallas for a job after graduation. So just getting settled, just moved into an apartment last week and kind of exploring the city.
Oh, good. Dallas, how you like it so far?
I really like it. It is full of young people, full of places to explore. So it's a good vibe for sure.
Man, that's what's up, man. Cause I've been peeping like a lot of people haven't been moving to Texas lately.
I know it's like a mass exodus to come down here. And I don't know, everyone's excited. I think the energy's good. No one's wearing masks. It's,
Okay.
you know,
Oh, that's different.
the
That's
vibe.
different. Oh man, so like, what you gonna be doing there? Like, what's your job? Your new job?
I am a product development manager at a skincare company. So
Ooh.
finding chemists and labs that produce formulations, all that like goop that's in the products you buy on the shelf, and then like also sourcing the jars and stuff and the stickers and the labeling, so putting it all together and getting it on the shelf. I'm working for Beauty Bio. It's a up and coming skincare company, so check us out online.
Ooh, there we go, making moves, man. How was your past year experience at Notre Dame?
Oh my goodness. Notre Dame has a new special place in my heart. It was a crazy year, mostly because it was COVID, but they let us go in person, but they tested us every week. So it was kind of like this, oh my gosh, don't get it kind of thing, but you're still trying to like figure out how to have fun. I ended up trying out and walking on to the rowing team. And so that was an
Ooh.
experience, but really fun. And it was really cool to be like an athlete again and
Okay.
just seeing more of the campus just from that side of things.
Man, that's what's up. What made you try out for rowing?
Well, I was curious. I've always been curious about it. I'm tall, which is like good, I guess, for like the body type they're looking for. And you get 1 year of eligibility outside of your predominant sport. So I thought I should just take advantage of this and give it a whirl. And I think honestly, I was like a little bored going from being an athlete really busy to then
Mhm.
like just school, COVID year, not a lot like going on socially,
Mhm.
and then also not being an athlete. So I was like, oh my goodness, we just gotta like liven this thing up.
Oh yeah, man. It's dope to hear how you're like you never stop like exploring your curiosity.
I know it. I mean, you're the same way, Brandon. I think the key, especially in your 20s here, is just to give everything a go. And I mean, you still meet cool people, even if you fail, even if it doesn't turn out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so that's so dope. So how was it like I just being a regular student before you started doing rowing, because you was a golfer, you feel me? He was the face of the golf team at UIU.
I know it. It was really different. I was just a normal student during the football season. So just getting to go to the games, hanging out, and trying to like pick up on the Notre Dame culture, like where people go and kind of pregame and things like that. But it was relaxing, but like almost then it got kind of like boring. Like, I don't know. So um, it was a needed break, but also like I'm just a person that likes to be busy. So I think I found
Yeah.
that out about myself.
Okay, okay, that's smooth, man. Like, how does your body feel like after you got done playing sports? Because a lot of athletes, like, after they get done, their body feels way different once they finish.
Oh, I totally agree. I think it's such a kind of like a learning curve. Coming out of golf, I think my body was relieved a little bit. I know I was really tight, so I was trying to do yoga and kind of like get back to just like a better, I think, posture. But um, then I was doing class all day online over the summer. That's how we kicked it off before we went to campus in Notre Dame. And so that was really tough. Like you're stuck to a chair. And I lost a good like workout routine, which I think most athletes struggle with.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and so that was like really hard. And then doing rowing was the total opposite. I felt my body recovered. I could probably lean out a little bit. And
Okay.
rowing was like super intense. Like golf's not very physical in that sense. And rowing, you need a lot of muscle strength and endurance. So it was like a pretty crazy training process, but I think it was really good for like mental strength as well. And then
Ooh.
now kind of moving is like I'm going through the same thing again. Like I need to figure out a schedule and get it in
Okay.
and stay committed. And I think I even notice I'm not sleeping as well. And I'm like, I think it's because I'm not like working out
Yeah.
super solid and I'm working all day at a desk, which is not what the athlete life is, you know?
Yeah, that's very true. Cause I'm not gonna lie, like once I got done with football, like it was like a good minute between when I just stopped just working out. Period. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I've been back at it though, like the last few months or so, and it feels great.
No, definitely. It's hard. It's like, I just like, I mean, even after like a day of work, you're like tired, but you're like
Mhm.
mentally tired, not necessarily physically. And
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you see a picture of yourself and
Yeah.
oh, hold
Yeah.
a bit. Oh, we got to get back in that
Hmm.
gym.
It has been times like recently, like I've started back running and stuff because like the weather's gotten better, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, my wind is like completely gone, you know. So I had to go through that whole process of just getting it back to where it used to be.
Oh my goodness. I feel the same way. It's very disheartening. It feels like, oh my gosh, you have to like just power through that first couple of weeks and then you're just constantly comparing to what you used to be able to do. And so that's kind of sucky, but I think it's required. I think the biggest thing I've also been struggling with, I don't know if you can relate, Brandon, is just going in and doing the same like three workouts or the same groups of sets because you're like, that's what I liked in weightlifting as an athlete,
Yeah,
and you're not diversifying it enough, you know?
yeah, it's like getting stuck, you know. And it's like you're not really exploring like new workouts, you know.
Exactly. I've even tried doing like some bar and some of those like Orange Theory and just like trying out these classes people swear by. I'm not sure I'm a classes person though. I don't know if you tried. It's just a kind of a different deal. I think it's hard to cater to people that are at all different levels in one class and then feel like everybody walks away with a good workout. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, that is very true because some people are more athletic or are in better shape than others just naturally, you know. Especially when you go by ages, like some people might be older, so they need something a little different.
Exactly, exactly. And I don't know, like for instance, someone was telling me, "Oh, try this Orange Theory class. You get to row for like 20 minutes." And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh my gosh, my rowing practice, we'd be rowing for like 90 minutes just on like a indoor bike."
Oh
And
my
that was like
gosh.
floating on the water. So I was like, that's not going to do anything for me. I mean, it'll burn some calories, but it's really not where my endurance level is for that
Mhm.
exercise. But if they told me you got to do some burpees, I mean, I could do like five. So like, that's what we're talking, you know?
Oh man. Like when you started doing rowing, what was like some of the mental things you took away from?
Ooh, I came away with this new thing I've kind of been spreading the word on. And it's just this mindset. I realized like in the tryout, right? I'm trying to walk on, I'm trying to make the team. We
Yeah.
would sometimes have like a time trial where you have a set amount of time and they're seeing how fast or like how the distance you can go in a set amount of time. Okay. Let's say that was
Mhm.
the test. And so you have to just push yourself. You're putting your body on the line, like you're just whipping like as fast as you can go on that rowing machine.
Mhm.
And it kind of got, I mean, really painful towards the end, especially of the like the time period. But
Mhm.
I would see the seconds ticking off, and it's really this mental game of like, I don't know, you're just in your own head. Like it's kind of like running. Like you have to
Yeah.
think of something to make yourself keep going.
Mhm.
And I saw like I had 20 seconds left, 15, and then I got down to 10. And I was like, you know what? If I just put myself pushed harder, I've got
Mhm.
10 seconds on the line,
Mhm.
and this 10 seconds could change my life. Like, if I pushed in these 10 seconds, I could make this rowing team. I could compete as a D1 athlete. I could
Mhm.
meet, all these teammates, and like so many doors could open if
Yeah.
I just like buckle down and like embrace that pain and
Yeah.
push even harder for 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mhm.
you just get to that point of like your body's had enough, but you have to like mentally buckle in. And I think I've taken that 10-second like lesson and now started applying it other places. Like
Mm.
you not give up and just instead push harder, like get that extra rep,
Mhm.
right where everyone else is quitting. So if that helps
Yeah.
inspire you, Brando, I don't know.
Man, that's so dope because a few months ago I was like watching this Mark Wahlberg. He had this movie. It was based off this guy who was a Navy SEAL, or whatever. And like they was doing they was doing a little creed, and they would get to talking, and as he was giving this speech about the creed or whatever, they said like anything worth doing is worth overdoing, and that's just something that really just stuck out to me. And it's like I feel like I've just been applying that to like different aspects of my life.
Absolutely. I heard, recently someone say if so many people could see if they would have pushed, just a little bit harder by one more day, one more hour, one more, you know, email or two on an endeavor that they're going after. If they would have pushed harder and saw, what they could have achieved, but they gave up right at that final stretch. I mean, they were like, people would just cry because they've come
Ooh,
so close so many times,
yeah.
and they just gave up right when they should have just pushed one last time, So
Hmm.
you don't want to live with that, like, you know, I don't
That's so true.
know.
That is so true. That just like that's why I have this mindset now. It was like I just think about things about like how I can't give up now because I'm a lot further than where I used to be, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those experiences make you tougher. I always say they build character.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think you lean on those when you're about to go into something hard. You're like, well, listen, like, 2 months ago, 2 years ago, I did this really hard thing and I made it and we succeeded. And this is not even going to compare to that. Or maybe it's equal or harder, but you have that confidence that you've done it before.
Yeah, man. That's very true. Like, what were some of the things you learned about yourself doing this new endeavor, rowing? Like, I'm just like so like what? Like, oh my gosh.
Um, I think, I'm a planner. I'm probably one of those type A people that like every detail, figured out. And rowing was so good for me because I had to be comfortable with the unknown. I
Mhm.
didn't understand the sport. I was trying to ask questions and get to know it and understand what the expectation was. I had a new set of coaches. I didn't know how they operate. New teammates, so trying to like get into their traditions, and just generally like rowing. I think part of the strategy was also like having us come to practice and not know if it was going to be a really difficult practice, or today was like a lighter day, or just what they were going to be looking at. And I also realized, as it's a team of 60 girls, which is
Whew.
almost as good as football, but
Yeah.
we operate in boats of 8. So it really breaks down to not that many boats. And you have to compete every single day in practice just to get a chance to be, out on the boat and then get the chance to even qualify among the team for competition. So it was really like this struggle. Like, I don't even know what practice is going to be, but I have to show up at 110%. And so for a player, just like laying myself out and being like, I'm at someone else's mercy, and I'm going to be okay with it. That flexibility was a new skill I was really working on this spring, I would say.
Man, that's so freaking amazing, man. Like to embracing the unknown. That's something a lot of people just really aren't willing to do. And that stopped them from accomplish the greatness they want to achieve.
Right. And I think we've all gone through that with COVID. We didn't know what was going to happen. We had to be flexible. But I think it's such an important skill. And I think it opens, new doors for you, or almost lessens worry if you can try to get in that mindset where, you're willing to roll with the punches a little bit more. And I think I can even keep working on that. I don't know. So.
Okay. Oh my gosh, man. And like, what were some of the lessons you've learned, like just dealing with COVID, like making it through from where it was to getting to this point now?
Yeah, I mean, everyone would probably say this. It's like you don't even know what you have until you don't have it anymore. And so, how to shut your life down and you're taking away, our senior year, the celebrations, the final sporting events, all those moments where it's, kind of a culmination of everything you've done. It really makes you think about how important it is to be with people, and when that's not the case, how much you really want it. So I always kind of compared COVID to being sick. I don't know if you've ever like gotten the flu, and all you can think about is like, I should have been more grateful how I felt just like on a normal day, and now I feel like crap. And I just can't wait until I'm back to normal. And that's how I felt through COVID. Like, I just can't wait till we're back to normal. Like, I just want to be, par. And I think COVID also showed me that even when the world shut down, how can you invest in that time? So, Brando, I know you've been doing a lot of self-development, you're doing your podcast, you are working it. And, there's other people that just drank away, the whole quarantine and didn't, exercise or just go after a goal or learn something new, like, did you use the time wisely, So I think that was a good learning lesson.
Ooh, I like that because I know like there's like two things that this COVID pandemic taught me is like be more in the now, and then to also just invest in yourself.
Yes. And I think it was also a time for investment in relationships. I mean, I don't know if you've gotten some good family time in, but I pretty much went back to like feeling like I was in high school, living with the fam. I spent more time with my family than I probably have done through, undergraduate. So like, all the summers and everything combined. So, I mean, it was a good time to just like reconnect with my siblings and kind of get on the same page with my parents a little bit more. But even with friends, I think it was interesting to see who you bonded closer with and then who you really didn't, I don't know, like click with as much anymore. And it's funny, no one had like a good excuse, like jump on this Zoom call, like don't tell me you have plans, like what are you eating dinner with your family? Like, I mean, so it was interesting to be on those calls and see, how people are doing and how real they were and things like that.
Yeah, like I really feel you when you was talking about how like you get to connect, like reconnect with your siblings, because it's like something like I really did, and it was like even like hanging out with like my oldest brother, man. It was like me, my oldest brother, and then my brother that's older than me. And like one time, like it was like a Saturday evening. It was nice outside. We was my oldest brother. We was in his truck, his brand new truck, and it was just like it had the music playing. We just got some food. It was just such an amazing experience. But it's like before then, like I really wasn't doing all that,
Exactly. And I think Oh my goodness. You realize how precious the time was when you were at home, before all of this, before
Yeah.
college, where you really like didn't want to hang out with your siblings. But then once you're all like leaving the nest and doing your own thing, it's really hard to coordinate. So
Yeah.
you realize like how special those like few nights together even are, and trying to make sure you're strong and tight, because at the end of the day, that's who you have.
Yeah.
Family.
That's very true. Oh my God, you talking that talk, man. Because like my siblings and everything, like we'll want to hang out and this and that, but it's like, oh, this person is working this time. Oh, this person doesn't get off to this time. Oh, this person has a day off, but everybody else is busy and this and that. It's like, man,
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been a shock even after school. You went to school like with all these people that live down the hall from you,
mhm.
a block away, all in Fayette. And then now we're all over the country. And just to like schedule a conversation is like a whole ordeal. It's like, when are you available in the next 2 weeks? Let's talk for 40 minutes. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so real. Cause it's like everybody's off doing like different things. It's like sometimes like we get caught up in trying to capture a moment that we maybe didn't get to have in the past.
yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of effort. And even more effort when you're trying to travel to see each other for like a weekend or something like that. And it also puts pressure on the situation, because it's like everyone's committing all this time and energy and sometimes money to travel or schedule a phone call, and then it's like you want it to meet your expectations, like we're going to have an awesome combo and it's going to be like a great rekindling of like whatever our relationship is as friends, or whatever. And then you just don't have that same pressure when you're in Fayette and you could just walk down the hall and be like, you want to get McDonald's, and then it's like, okay, you DJ the car, and that's all it has to be. But now it's just such like an ordeal, which is good and bad, but yeah, it's different. I think that's the key of this year, different. And we just have to accept it and acknowledge it.
Yeah, and like that goes back to what you were saying earlier about just like becoming and being more flexible, you know? Because now
Yes.
like, we can't just get caught up in our old ways and this and that.
No, definitely. I mean, flexibility, what a skill. I, I feel like you're probably better at it than I am, but
I'm decent. I'm decent. I'm still getting better at it though.
yeah, no, definitely. So, Brandon, tell me, what are some of your goals looking forward here to 2021 summer? The world's opening up. What's on your horizon?
Man, there's a few things. I know one of the things I really want to do is like get these all American jerseys done, and like I want to make sure like I have them out and like ready to release and ship out and this and that for people to buy them at least by August. But it all depends like how long it takes for like our suppliers just like to get them made and stuff. So that's like
Yeah,
another thing, like just getting all this merch and stuff together because like I have the ideas and stuff and I've reached out to like different people and stuff like that. So it's like now it's just like it's all about getting it done now.
I love it. Well, you got the ball rolling. That's the biggest thing. And now you're in that 10-second stretch. You got to push.
Oh
You
yeah,
got to,
I guess no joke, and it's about like just executing. That's like the biggest. That's like the one of the biggest things I'm really on like now is just like I just want to execute and just do it to like the best I can.
yeah. I think it's like a fine game between trying to be perfectionistic about it, and like you want everything to line up really nice, and you feel comfortable making the decision to get going. And then at the same time, I think I've listened to some podcasts about like entrepreneurs, and they're saying, you know, there's rarely a time where everything lines up really nice. You sometimes have to just get going, even when you're not comfortable yet, and just take the leap, even if the details aren't all hammered out. And you're like, you kind of have to let go of that perfectionism in some moments and just go for it. So
Yeah, that's something like I'm really getting used to doing because at first I was like, oh, gotta get this done first, gotta do this first. But it's like now it's like all about just getting started, just to start, because like when you start, like you can learn so much in the process of just actually just doing,
yeah,
and like a lot of people don't even realize that, man.
no, the biggest life lessons. I mean, how many times could you tell me about things you learned maybe in your first or second job? Compared to like if I told you, Brandon, would you learn in Bio 1? How much could you tell me?
Oh
You know,
man, it's so much. It's like the importance of just actually just getting into whatever you're doing, because it's like you're not gonna learn too much from the sideline. You can only learn so much. Now you're not gonna know like the nuances, like all the little find out details and this and that, and like little things to avoid, or like even like little tricks to the trade and this and that, and whatever field you in, until you actually get into it. So it's like just get off the sideline and just go. You know,
yeah,
man.
step into the fire a little bit and see if you can run with it.
Yeah, and it's like you really be surprised, because like I've learned things about myself like I didn't even know like I was even capable of.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good though. I think it's such a like a formational time. I don't know if you feel this way, but I think in the last like year or two, I've started like feeling a little more confident in myself, a little bit more like sure of my capabilities. Like I just feel like, I don't know, maybe in undergrad you're like not totally owning who you are as a person and not quite sure of yourself. And now I feel like I'm starting to hit my stride. I don't know if you can relate to that, but
Yes, that's like how I've been feeling like this past like year, like since like January. It's like, oh shit, like I can really do this. And it's like, damn, like what? Like there's been times like I even like talk with Justin. I'm just like, bro, like, do you get like what we're doing? Like, like we made it to this point and this and that. And it was like back then, like we didn't even know how like, to save episodes. We would lose episodes that we recorded on campus. So it's like
yeah,
shit, like we really made it to this point.
no, crazy. I mean, the commitment. You guys have been doing this for a long time. I told a friend, like, I'm doing this podcast tonight. She's like, oh my gosh, what's it called? Like, I'd love to check it out. And I was like, yeah, they actually started this in undergrad and they're still going. And I'm so proud of y'all. So,
Oh yeah, man. Like I gotta give out a shout out to my boy Justin, because like he came to me with the idea and I was like, maybe sure. And then I was just like, yeah, of course, like let's do it, man. Because like me and him like will always hang out and like talk on campus and stuff. Then it was like, we might as well record it.
yeah, no, I love podcasts. I start every morning out with a podcast. I feel like you just get these little nuggets of wisdom.
Mhm.
And sometimes I don't always have time to read books, but I can learn a lot, just in 40 minutes while I'm listening to a podcast, getting ready for my day and start it out with good energy and then roll. So I love your guys' podcast. And I don't know, are you guys also like addicted? Are you listening to a lot of others out there?
Oh yeah, I'm always trying to listen to something, you know, whether it's like Joe Rogan, Brilliant Idiots, Joe Budden. Like I'm always finding something new to listen to because like I don't want to be like trapped in like in my own perspective of life. I want to learn new things.
Yeah. No, I think the worst thing you can do is even only listening or reading things from people that agree with you or like super similar because it just doesn't expand, your thought pattern. And so I think it's really important to listen to all sides of the story. I like to read from like a lot of different news sources just to get
Mhm.
like different perspectives of like the same, occurrence wherever it was in the world. So
Yeah, man, that's very true. And it's like once you get like trapped in like your own little echo chamber, like there's no room for growth, and like you can't grow or evolve as a person. It's like that's something like I've really been I can really look back and look at last year and like when I was younger, so I say, oh, I've really evolved and grown as a person.
yeah, absolutely. And I think I've even learned that through college, like with friend groups. I used to think you're looking for a friend that's very similar to you and da da da. But I found the coolest connections with people who are so different from me, but they have so much to bring to the table. And, we help each other learn and grow just from our different experiences. So
Yeah.
I think it applies in ideas and relationships,
Yeah, and it's like what you talking about, like friendships and stuff like that. It's like you learn that like certain friendships they serve different purposes, you know, and like each crowd is like for something else, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I had a best friend in high school and we were very similar. And, we kind of like grew apart towards the end of high school and going into college, I was nervous. I was like, I feel like I need a new best friend at college.
Hmm.
And I was like, meeting different people. And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure they're going to be like my best friend. They're really nice. And, my dad told me, he was like, listen, you're not necessarily going to find this one person that's going to be like your best friend for everything. Like he was like, you should find a best friend for playing golf on the weekends and a best friend that you like to chat with in the caf about, I don't know, extracurricular activities. I don't know, just like a best friend for this and a best friend for that. Like, who's your best friend you love to watch movies with? Like you can try to find different people for all avenues of life, and lean on each other.
Yeah, that's true. And like, well, finding like different friends and stuff that falls into like just like networking, you know. And that's like something I was happy like I can really look back and say like I've made the most out of like my college experience, and I really met some great people that I'm still cool with to this day.
Yeah, networking. It's like a scary thing when people talk about it, but
Mhm.
it's really, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily hard to meet people and like connect and, connect on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. But I'm starting to contemplate like, how do I want to maintain some of these relationships? You met
Mhm.
all those cool people in undergrad, and it's like, how do I want to make sure we're still, tight and not just like always growing apart with time? So that's my new kind of, I don't know, dilemma to think about.
Yeah, I feel you because I know like when we was graduating, like my thing was like, damn, like how am I gonna like meet new people? And it's not like how like what do I even go to like to start new friendships and this and that, you know? And that was like something like I was like really nervous about, you know?
Yeah, I think I've started to just be okay with being the first person to ask. Like,
Hmm.
meet someone new in the office or at the gym and be like, hey, would you want to grab coffee? And go from there. I feel like everyone's down for like a 20-minute coffee at Starbucks, even if they don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
And trying to just like feel it out, and being okay when it's like not a great, like, I don't know, vibe or fit. It's just like, okay, that's cool, like we know each other, and maybe it'll be something down the road. But
Yeah, man, that's so real. Cause I remember like even like when I first got on campus and stuff, like the first couple of years, like I always thought like, oh, like this person I meet now, oh, this has to be my best friend forever, and this and that. Oh, we have to be bros and this and that. But it's like in life, it just doesn't work out like that, and it doesn't have to, and like that's perfectly fine.
yeah, like Brandon, we met freshman year and we hung out with like within a friend group, and I don't think we ever really talked beyond that. And, you know, fast forward, I think maybe our late sophomore,
Mhm.
early junior year, then we like got to be friends. We lived on the same floor, and it's like we knew each other freshman year, but we like it just wasn't a fit for that time and place, to be
Yeah,
friends.
man, that's so true because like oh snap, like you take me back to that moment. Oh snap. I do remember that. We watched the movie. Oh snaps. I remember that. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, cause it's like then like we met, but it wasn't like we didn't like just keep in touch with each other afterwards. But then like the next school year, like we became like really cool and stuff, you know?
Yeah, crazy how that works.
Oh snaps.
I
Like
like guessed that. He told me that night freshman year, at the beginning of the year, oh, you're going to be really good friends with this guy. I'd be like, oh, like we barely talked this night, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. Cause like 2 years after that, cause like our junior year and our sophomore year, you was my RA.
I know it. That was fun. That was a good time. We had a really good building of people. So
Facts, man. I remember we used to go out to we used to go to DTs. You know them. Oh, you the one who put me on to the pepperoni and green peppers. You put me on to that.
DTs. I remember scraping my car off with like so much snow, so many different like winter nights trying to go get DTs, pick it up. But it was definitely worth it. I mean, that was the spot in Fayette.
That's probably like the only spot. Well, no, they had they always only had like two places. Like I remember, like it was like Pablo's. They shut them down like after our freshman year.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so sophomore, junior year, we didn't quite have Shrubs, but Shrubs was definitely a good place like our senior year. I don't know if you ever
Oh
went.
yeah, oh yeah. That was my spot. Oh my gosh, it was so good, and it was fresh too. And like the people like that owned it, like they was like really cool, like easy going. And then like the lady, like she used to work at the school too. It was like wow.
I know. Isn't it cool to see how committed so many of the people that work at UIU are to the school? Like, just, I don't know, they're so passionate about their jobs and they're living in such a small town, Fayette, but they've got so much energy, you know, peacock pride.
Yeah. That's really like dope to see is like people like proud of what they're doing and like proud of who they are, you know, because like I remember like in high school, like I remember like one teacher, she legit like kicked me out of class. I actually like I was like towards like in our senior year, and it's like when you're a senior in high school, like towards the end, like you're not really doing much, you know. So like it was like one day I just got to asking like all my teachers like, what made you want to become a teacher? And like all of them was like, oh, I fell in love in teaching when I was doing this and that. Woo, woo. Like I had like siblings, and I started loving teaching. And then like there's one teacher, she like kicked me out of class because she like thought I was being trying to be smart or something. You know?
Really?
It was crazy. It was crazy.
That's a good question. That's like a great question, even when you're networking. Like, people love to talk about their journey, what they've learned. They want to share insights with you. And so, if you go in asking, like, what do you do? Oh, what made you want to do that? You know, you can really get someone to open up. So, you were smart in high school to already.
Oh man, but I'm not gonna. I just feel like you could always like learn something new from like just hearing about somebody else's journey in life. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, reading a book or something about someone's life. You get to like live their life even though you weren't there. And so it's sort of the same thing, like
Yeah. Oh my
hearing
gosh.
their story.
I low key like didn't even think about that like that before. I've never thought about like, oh, it's not like I'm low key like when I ask this person this is like, oh, it's like a reading a book. Oh, snaps. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Oh, snaps. So like
Oh, well, I'm glad I could for you.
yeah,
That's
so like what was like some of your favorite memories? I know you just spent the year out there in Notre Dame. Like what were some of your favorite memories there?
Oh man. Ugh, that's kind of tough. Okay, game days are really cool. 100%. I think just the culture there around football is huge,
Mhm.
and the excitement is huge. And I think like they have a T-shirt every year that they launch with the football season. So the first game of the season, everyone wears the same T-shirt, which is pretty cool. So the whole
Okay.
stadium. And I think it was unique because some of the kids in my class went to Notre Dame for undergrad. So they really showed us the ropes and
Yeah.
invited us over to their place and really did up like a tailgate. We couldn't tailgate in real life, which I so wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some of those first like nights, out and just meeting people were really cool. As we kind of went through the year, it's kind of an interesting thing in grad school. You're like trying to be more mature And some of like the PhD or law students, they would have like wine and charcuterie board night.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was in the business school and people were like sometimes feeling that, but also sometimes just feeling like the bars. But in general, like our class had some really good cooks.
Okay.
So like we had a guy from Louisiana. He made
Wow.
a gumbo and we all like came over and like it's kind of fun to start like a night, like a Saturday night, all like eating a really good meal and then, going from there and seeing where the night goes. But I think that's like a hobby I really want to get into or just learn more about. I'm not sure I'm like super fascinated, but I definitely think I need to like get better is cooking or just baking, like experimenting with that. But I think that was a cool part of grad school. And I think the last week we were all vaccinated. So we had get-togethers every single day, like luncheons and dinners, and then like, after parties. So that was a really fun memory.
Oh man, that's so dope because like just like learning how to cook, like that whole experience, that's something in itself, because like I remember I come back when I came back home, like I had to learn how to make an omelet, because I was missing the omelets from the calf.
Yes, I know it. I just tried to make an omelet last weekend for Father's Day for my dad. I flew home really quick and I could not get that omelet to flip without breaking the egg. So I'm still like in the process. And that sounds so dumb. I'm almost 23 and I can't make an omelet. But
it's all good. It's all good. It's all the learning experience, and it's like once you like when you think you made that perfect omelet, that's such a great feeling. Like wow, like I remember before, like the omelet used to fall apart and this and that,
Yeah, I need your tips, Brandon. I need you to send me like a how-to video.
I got you. I'll send you like the next time I make an omelet. I'll for sure will go through it like step by step, best way I can.
Okay. All the tips and tricks, I'll take them. Help me out. I finally can make pancakes without burning them or undercooking them. So I'm finally down that road.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, that's like something I'm nervous about cooking is pancakes.
Really?
Yeah.
What you have to do, I found this trick out with Chrissy Shafransky from Upper Iowa, my senior year. Okay. You can buy a mini waffle maker on Amazon for $10. Okay? Just type it in. Then you buy cinnamon rolls like in the tube from the grocery store. Mm-hmm. You put that cinnamon roll on the waffle maker. It cooks it in like 2 minutes. So if you're like so in the mood, but you don't want to wait like the 20 minutes for them to bake. Mm-hmm. And then they're like perfectly even, like, I don't know, like an inch thick instead of like tall and really fluffy. And so then when you put the frosting on, it's like an even coating. It's just like the perfect, every bite is perfect and it's super cheap. So there you go.
Oh my God, you just put me onto something. You really did.
That's Chrissy though, man. She got me onto it as well. So listen, it's worth a try.
I got you.
Investment. Rolls $10 on the machine.
Yeah. Man, like how was that experience like having your own place like our senior year of college?
Yeah, I love living in the house off campus. I think it was nice just to have room. It felt like you were adulting a little bit more. And it was cool to like also have a full kitchen to kind of like work in. I miss being an RA. Like I missed like having the environment of a floor and like running into people a little bit more. It did feel like off campus you had to make more of an effort to like make plans with people. You couldn't just like walk to the caf as easily. But it definitely was fun. Loved living with Chrissy. And now I feel like more prepared having my own apartment, just like understanding like trying to clean every week and like, cooking a little bit more for yourself instead of always relying on the caf. And it's exciting. I like decorating, so I'm in the midst of that. I am.
Okay. You got some nice little decent pictures in the background.
Yeah, this is a conference room we have in my apartment building. There's
Okay.
our pool.
Or that
It's
view is nice.
there. I
Oh,
don't have a couch yet or like any chairs, so I had to use this. I'm sleeping on a mattress on the floor. That's how far I've got.
okay, I got you. It's a start, you know. Like so, like how does it feel? Like you have like your own official place now.
It's so exciting. I think I like want to host like little get-togethers. I've pretty much invited my entire family to come visit me in Dallas at any
Okay.
time. So I'm
Okay.
excited to like have like a spot and just to like have it reflect my style and like who I am. I think it's kind of a fun like process getting to know yourself in this way because it's like it's all up to you how you want to decorate it and like are you going to fill it with some things that inspire you or I don't know, reflect who you are. So that's all fun. And it's kind of like a new discovery process. Like if you just walk into a home store, what are you going to
Mhm.
choose out of everything? It's sort of exciting.
Okay, okay. What's like your decorating style? What's your style? Your pizzazz.
Oh, what's that? I don't even know like how to describe it. I don't know. I like unique things. Like I'm a big fan of TJ Maxx or Home
Okay.
Goods. For boho, I'm not like super preppy. I'm not really sure how to describe it, Brandon. You have to come down to Dallas, do it up. Justin can meet us here too,
Okay.
and you'll have to see it in person.
Okay. We will for sure come to visit you. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. That's all. Oh,
Exactly. Absolutely.
man, like you really got your
Oh my
own
goodness.
spot. Like that's amazing. Like what? Julia's doing it big.
No. No, it's exciting. I don't know. But I mean, what are your upcoming plans? Like, tell me what's up, what's new? Are you at home right now with your brothers, or are you looking for a spot of your own? I know Justin just got down to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
which is exciting. Oh,
Your boy, I've been talking to me and my boy Kev. Like we've been talking, chopping it up. Like that's why I'm gonna get out there in Ames, Ames, Iowa, out there around Iowa State, cause it's so cheap, like to just live out there, like, and then you don't have to worry about like the same stresses and the same like troubles, cause like I feel like I've like kind of like outgrown like this environment that I grew up in a way, But it's like I love it here, It's just like I don't want to be here like for so long, like for extended periods of time, because like some of the troubles I faced when I was younger is like I found myself like seeing those same things, but it's like how, It's there's like been a couple of times like I've been followed from the gas station, I've been like followed off the expressway, so it's like stuff like that is like the environment I'm just like I gotta get out of.
yeah. No, absolutely. I think safety is key. Like, you just don't need that extra stress in your life of feeling like worried. I was nervous even in Dallas. Like, I did a lot of looking at different apartments and like asking them about what their neighborhood is like and the security and things like that. Just being like a single person, that's kind of scary. A lot can go
Yeah,
wrong quickly. But I totally understand. And I think just enjoy the moment you're in, and then eventually you'll get there. Ames is great. I love that there's so much to do, and the cost of living is low because I can tell you, cost of living of here is very high.
for real.
It's like, going out to eat is not a cheap endeavor. It feels like no matter where you go. And
Mhm.
so just a weekend becomes much more expensive than if you were back in Iowa. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like your plan.
Yeah, and it's it's like a few things like I really like. Like I've been working like on a book, So like me and my boy Corey, we've been like writing and stuff. So just like even like that whole little process of like working on becoming an author and this and that is like I didn't even know like this was like possible for myself.
Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you. I hope one day I would be inspired enough to write a book. So that's like a huge process, but that's so cool. Like really cool.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like sometimes, like especially like when you get to like writing about like life experiences, but like with like within like different characters and stuff. It's such a like interesting process because like you really start to explore yourself, you know, and like you learn things about yourself in like in different situations that you've been in. Like you've learned a lesson from. Like you just looking back, like oh snaps, like damn, like that shit really happened, and it's like oh shit, this is what I could take away from that experience, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so unique how much you learn each year of life. Like it just compiles. And then it's funny to, I don't know, I have younger siblings. So to listen to
Mhm.
some of their worries and what they're struggling with is, it seems like, oh, I have the answer. Like that's a no brainer. But
Yeah.
you didn't have the answer when you were their age. Like you had to learn that the hard way. So,
Hmm. That's very true because I remember like just like looking back when I was like 16, 17, 18 years old, like I really thought I knew everything, you know, and it was like uh my confidence was out this. It was weird because like I thought I was so powerful in a way, and like I really thought I had the answers for everything, you know.
I know it. That's what happens when you start to drive. You think you have car keys, you can rule the world.
Oh yeah,
16,
that's so true.
you're like, I'm ready to take on the world. And then you quickly realize once you get to college that you have a lot to learn about
Yeah.
life outside of studies. So
Yeah, that's very true. And it's like what you said, we had a lot to learn. Like once we get to college and stuff, there's a lot of things I had to unlearn also, you know? Like
yeah,
like certain tools and certain things I thought was like normal, this and that. It wasn't, you know. Then it's like learning like how to like express myself like in a healthy manner and this and that. Like those like it was so dope learning how to do that, you know?
yeah, no, that's such a good point. I have not thought about that. What you have to unlearn. I think, it's interesting how you grow up. Like sometimes like things in your environment, like in high school or your parents, like just some of the patterns they have and stuff rub off on you, whether they're good or bad. It's just like you don't realize how much, influence they really have just on how you like conduct yourself and stuff. So yeah, sometimes you have to acknowledge that, like, oh wait, the person next to me doesn't do that. And like, what do I want to do? And then like implement a new thing. So very good.
Yeah, that's so true. Then it's like even like certain like you look back like on certain things in life, like especially like in college, like you like, oh snap, I survived this breaking point, you know, like and I didn't break, you know, and it's like I was just being molded, you know. But it's
Oh,
like before that, like you think, oh, like I'm being broken right now and this and that, but it's like no, you just being shaped and formed into like a stronger version of yourself.
I like that expression. Taking informed. That's good.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my god.
very true. Yeah, like you like, but like it's crazy because like you've been like you've witnessed me like going through that though. That's the funny part, you know.
I mean, I think the feeling's mutual. You saw me at some, pretty low points too, and high points and everywhere in between. And I think, that's like what's great about college and also is like such a journey. It's a roller coaster. I remember them telling
Yeah.
us that week one, it's gonna be a roller coaster. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. But it really is.
Yeah,
you know,
that's so true because like college it teaches you how to ride the highs and the lows, you know. And it's
mhm.
like as long as you are able to just get through whatever low you're going through, just to get to a midpoint or that next high point, the mountaintop, this and that. But it's like it's such an experience, but like you learn so much about yourself along that ride, you know.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I realized in college, like, no matter what's going on in my day, like how bad it was, the world is still turning. It's going to keep turning. People are living their lives. And, I shared that with my teammate, Michaela,
Mhm.
about golf. We used to listen to like the local radio station as we were riding the bus into the course. I don't know what you guys kind of pregame to on a football bus, but
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
and
snap. I mean, I have to tell about so many times on the bus.
double D's,
Yeah.
Brandon. But it teaches you like everyone in that town where you're golfing is having a normal day. They're worried about, X, Y, and Z, these things going on. And so I told her that. I said, don't get so nervous about being on the course. Like, know that the world around us is still turning no matter how you play. And it didn't seem that profound to me, but for some reason that really helped her, like that little statement. And I didn't even think it would, but she came up to me and was like, listen, that really helped me today. Like it just took the edge off, like the worry. Like, it's okay. We're just out here and everyone else is still living their life and the world's going to keep turning? So
Look at you. You always been dropping them gems. Come on now.
Brandon, you're the one that was always dropping gems in college. You are always absorbing new info and you have good little one-liners. I love it.
Oh my gosh. I really appreciate that compliment. But it's like, I don't know. We just like experience so much. And it's like, I mean, if you like really look back and like you kind of think about it, like you learn, you're able to learn so much.
I know. I think I'm almost amazed, I want to say like you've lived, so I'm almost 23. I kind of like rounded up to like, I don't know, a quarter of your life, I guess you could say, if you're going to live to 100.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like I've learned a lot. Like, I can't even imagine at like 50 how much you've learned. Like,
Yeah.
like comprehend that.
That's so true. Like me and one of my boys, we were just like talking about that. It's like sometimes like we feel like we already lived like a lifetime already, and it's like snaps like we learned this much in this period. So just imagine like you said, how much we're gonna learn in the future.
I know it. That's such a good sign though, because I think if you feel that way, you've lived a full life. Like you have made the most of every day. You are constantly trying to expand the box. And so for you to feel that way, I think number one is a positive. And I think number two, it's also a learning lesson. Like, yeah, what can I learn? Like, can you keep pushing yourself to try new things and like, expand? Like, I was thinking to myself, someone asked me, what are your hobbies? And I'm thinking, I don't have hobbies. Like outside of sports, like it's like
Yeah.
sports were my hobby. And
Hmm.
now I need to like find what I like. And so I was thinking like I should try, you know, horseback riding, or I learned French as a little girl, but I forgot it. So
Yeah.
like relearn it, or cooking like I mentioned. So trying to expand the box and learn new things and being proactive about it, even though it's hard. It's like trying to get that workout in. It's like you have to make an effort.
Yeah, I really feel you in that because like I'll say like all the way up to like my sophomore year like of college, like like our sophomore year, like I really thought like football, football, football. You feel me? Like I was really thinking on that time, but it's like there's so much to life outside of sports. So I had to like really learn like who am I outside of football, you know, and it was like going through that process. Like I even like learned how like to like love myself, in a way, and it was like with doing that, like I didn't care as much as like doing doing things for like other people's validation. Like I was validating myself, and that was something new for me.
Wow. That's so good. Like if you can feel validated from yourself, like holy smokes, you've conquered a big mountain there when you're not looking for validation from other people. So that's really good, Brandon. I don't know if I could even say the same on that.
For real.
Curve. It's a learning curve. Yeah. I think on some things you feel confident individually, but
Hmm.
on other things you're like you put too much weight on what people think for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know like I'm not saying like I'm like perfect with that. Like I'm not saying in no shape or form, but it's like that's like from where like how I used to think and this and that, like I've gotten way better. You know?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
cause I was really like tough on myself. Cause I was thinking like, oh, like I didn't make this play, or if I didn't do this, or if I didn't do that, like oh, like these people aren't going to care about me and this and that. But it's like you have to care about yourself first, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. And I think we're so hard on ourselves about making mistakes, you know? It's like,
Mhm.
geez, I screwed up. It should be like, no, geez, I learned something and like I'm not gonna make that same mistake again, you know? So
Oh,
I can
that's a
yeah,
good one. That's
you
a good
learn
one.
so much more from those like, lows in the roller coaster and those like mistakes. You just like those hold weight and like how many moments where you did the right thing can you even remember? Like I'm sure you could remember 3 bad practices. Can you tell me about like some great moments? Like how many can you remember?
That's that's low key very true. Cause like, but I feel like something else like people don't realize is like in those lows is like it's when you find yourself and you see what you really made of, you know. And like something I was thinking about the other night is like sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to bounce back.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to look at it. Like, it really can't get worse than this. Like, it's already imploded. So it's like, we
Mhm.
can only go up.
Yeah. Oh my, that's something like I really like. I've been like telling like some like my closest friends like at least like people I talk to every day, like especially like Justin. I was like, hey man, only way is up. You know, it's only up from here. You know.
Exactly. I don't know. It's so cool to think, we're just getting started. Like, the world is your oyster. You can do
Mhm.
what you want to do. It's like wide open opportunities, you know? So we're on our way up. We're climbing the ladder.
Yeah, and that's such a like dope feeling knowing like, oh snaps, like we're just like really just getting started, you know. It's like now like we're just starting to live for ourselves in a way, you know, like we don't have to worry about like, oh like our parents, oh snap, I gotta keep my grades up so I don't get put on punishment, you know, type of thing. Oh, I have to turn on the TV at a certain time because mom said we gotta pay the electricity bill, this and that, woo, woo. Like I can literally like just do it's on me now, you know?
Hmm. No, it's so exciting. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. It is a new chapter for sure. It's so much transition, and you have to work that flexibility muscle and
Yeah.
be
Yup,
good
yep.
at the process.
Yeah, man. So like what else you got planned for your evening?
I am out of groceries, so I'm probably gonna go to Target or a grocery store really quick.
Okay.
I like to work out late at night. I love to hit the gym at like 9:30
Hmm.
for an hour, so I'm probably gonna do that. And then I don't know. I'm on like a night owl, so I really never go to bed early, but I'm kind of tired, so I should probably just so I'm ready to go for tomorrow, but
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I feel you. I feel you. And
Too.
uh, I don't know. No, I'm gonna give me some food for sure. I'm for sure gonna give me something to eat. Let me stop playing. I have to get something. What? I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I don't know what, but I gotta get something to eat.
Decisions. Oh, I know. It's an exciting choice. Trying to
You
figure it out. Yeah.
know? Do you have like any other questions for me before we dip off?
Mm. If you could give the listeners like one piece of motivation for tomorrow to kickstart their week, like midweek Wednesday, what are you telling yourself in the morning to make sure it's a good day and to get after it? What is your kind of piece of inspo?
Uh, that's a good one. Face like it's a new day. It's a new time. Well, you know the song, right? You know what I'm talking about? It's a new day. It's a new time. And it's like some more lines that says it's new, but it's like it's really just a new opportunity, like to for do something great. You know, whatever that is a new opportunity to learn about yourself. You know, it's a new opportunity to heal and grow from whatever you was going through, from whatever thing you're trying to heal from. You know, it's just a new opportunity. You know, so it's like just embrace it and just make the most out of it. You know.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, and is there anything else you like to say? What you
Sorry.
say?
I think you got to get an open mindset, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You gotta do that. And let the people know like where they can follow you at, man.
Ooh, so I am on Instagram at jclaire716. Claire is my middle name. And then I'm also on Facebook, Julia Sapiniak. I am not cool enough for Twitter, so
Oh, stop. Oh, you gotta hop on the Twitter, man. That's like where the most fun is at.
I love to read everyone's like tweets, but yeah, I'm not as cool as you, Brando. I can't run, the tweet game.
I'm not that cool either, but I got you though. But I appreciate you for taking your time out of your day to have this conversation with me and the people. It means so much.
Oh, thanks for having me, Brandon. Love doing this. Love listening and wishing you a great week and a great summer. I hope it's really fun and fabulous.
Oh my gosh, that means so much, and I truly appreciate it, man. And that's it for the latest episode of Checking In with Brando. For more content on our YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, All American State of Mind, and check out all the relatable conversations that we have with different people, such as Julia.
Bye, guys.